I don't get a chance to sit down anymore. You know, Annette said to me, she said, I don't know what you're going to be talking about, but I want you to remember 3 things. And I said, well, what are they? Be good, be accurate, and be honest, and go. So we're going to do that. Today I'd like to talk about changing your thinking, changing your life. Changing your thinking, changing your life. You know, most of us today, with society the way it is, by the way, I don't even watch TV anymore. I don't watch anybody else. But it's getting awful. And we have to kind of change things around. We have to be more positive in our lives, more than we ever have. And I've been discussing this for a number of years. In fact, my first book was on positive affirmation to live by, and I really want to read that again, because we need to think more positive about things. When we get up in the morning, the first thing we think of is, oh no, I have to confront this one, I have to confront that one, I don't want to go do this or do that. Instead of saying, I'm going to do it, I'm going to be okay, I'm going to confront whatever it is there and work it through. But we don't do that. We really don't. Now God, the Infinite Spirit, has given us a lot of good stuff to work with. I'm sure that God did not say, I'm going to put John on your side and just let him roam around. God didn't do that. He put the GPS system, I know that much. But he said, I'm going to give you and everyone else some basic stuff to work with, some good tools to work with, if, and only if, you dig deep inside yourself and find it. Because it's there. It's a very powerful tool. It may be in a small box, hidden somewhere inside you, but it's there. And we have to release it, and that is to be more positive in life. You know, there's nothing, it's funny, you talk to people today, and they say good morning, and the first thing they say is, what do you mean? You don't do that in New England, by the way, they shoot you up there. But they have that negative attitude about them. And it's too bad. We've got to change things around. Now, as spiritualists, we have to reach out to other people as well. You know, once we're positive within ourselves and feel good about ourselves, we can help others to do the same thing. Now, I do a lot of the oral work. In a lot of ways, I can see the aura, fear, and all that stuff. And I noticed that when I'm reading for people or seeing people, the aura is basically around them. Which means to me that they want to keep everything within themselves. They don't really feel good about themselves. And that's a shame. When that auric emanation is way out there, that means they feel comfortable and confident about themselves, and they can help others do that. So we need to kind of change things around. The hard part about this is it takes time. It's not done overnight. We have to work at it, but we have to have a start or beginning somewhere here. I gave a, you know, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's interesting. I gave a lecture yesterday at one of the libraries up in Palm Coast. There was a lot of people there, and one woman called me over and she said, are you a medium? I said, I was. You know. And she said, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? I said, of course we do. She said, okay, just want to check. You know, God has given us all these wonderful tools to work with, and people still think because we're spiritualists, we don't believe in God. In fact, it was interesting, I went to a lecture once, and we had a minister from spiritualism say that to the group, that we really don't believe in God, we believe in spirits. And I'm sitting there saying, where's he coming from? How disgraceful to make that comment. Of course we believe in God. But we have to believe in God's work, what God gave us as gifts to utilize. Now there's not one of you in the congregation today who's excluded from that. Everyone has it. But we just don't always apply it. And we need to do that more. So we have to get up in the morning and say, you know, thank God, I'm going to make it today. I'm going to be positive, I'm going to stay positive, and remain that way and pass it on to others. Instead of saying, where's that first cup of coffee? By the way, we got a big storm over there at Lamplighter Village in Melbourne. And when I walked in the following day, I was up to my knees in water. And the thing that really bothered me, I couldn't make coffee. That was disgusting. I went down to Dunkin' Donuts, and I normally get, and there was no coffee available. And I'm saying, what's going on here? I'm going to go back to Canada. Not Massachusetts, Canada. They have water up there, I'm sure. So we need to be positive and really, we have to, when you go somewhere, it's nice to say, how you doing? How's things going? Instead of saying, oh, no. So be positive today. Tomorrow morning when you get up, whatever you're doing, whether you're working or whatever it is, be positive. Get up and say, I can do it. You know, many successful people who's made it through life, whether in the past or the present, have been very positive in what they want to do. They look at adversity as a challenge, and they override that challenge. We had a president of the United States way back in the past that tried several times, and he failed many times of being a state legislator, a senator, a congressman, or whatever thing else. And he finally became president of the United States. I bet you don't know who that is. It was Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. So if you are positive enough and determined enough to say to yourself, I'm going to achieve what I set out to achieve in life, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be massive, it can be very small. Then you're going to be able to do it. So your life will change. And that's what God, the Infinite Spirit, wants us to do, is to make those changes as we progress through life. To make those necessary changes to help not only yourself, but to help others around you. And spiritualists are really that way. When we go out to see somebody, we want to help them. That's part of us. We have the power within ourselves to do that. And we have to believe it. So, in life, make the changes. Because as you make the changes in life, your whole world will change with it. I know, I've done that many times. The PC mix about the churches I constructed, that was a big change for me. Of course, I had a lot of help, but it was a lot of change. And if I can do it, you can do it. You know, it's funny because I had somebody say to me, well, you're a medium, you're gifted. I said, so aren't you? Oh, no, that takes a lot of gift. Really? Didn't we come from the same place? Yeah. Don't you think we have the same qualities? Well, maybe. I said, absolutely. I said, the only reason why I do it more is because I've been doing it for a number of years. I've been doing it for 40 years, I'm only 35, but don't let that bother me. They always laugh at that statement. I don't understand that at all. No matter where I go, they always laugh at that statement. But there's no one in this congregation today who, if they really want to become a medium or a healer, cannot do it. Cannot do it. You're no better than I am. The only thing is that I was persistent enough to stay with it. And once you get that urge to do it, you have to stick it out. I have students come into my class, and they come in a week, 1 week, and they leave, and you ask them why. Well, I'm not learning anything. Well, 1 week. Come on, give me a break. So God has given us those tools to work with. If you're positive enough, you can do an awful lot of things. If you remain negative, which a lot of people are today, or the majority of them. I know I saw a friend of mine who was a psychologist. I think he needs more help than I do. And I said to him, he says to me, he said, people come into the office and he'll say to them, what is your problem? I'm depressed. And he says to me, welcome to the human race. We have to change that perception. We don't need to be depressed. We need to enjoy life a lot differently. And it's not the age. Like I said, I'm only 35 and I'm enjoying life at 35. But you have to enjoy life the way it is out there. You know, most of us, and I'm the same way on that too. I do a lot of walking. I try to get in 3 miles, sometimes. And I forget to look at the little things in life. We forget those things. These are all God's creatures. God has planted so many wonderful things out there. And we just blindfoldedly walk along and don't see these things. We have to make an effort of doing that. Even if you only have 5 minutes before you go to work. Enjoy it. Be positive. Stay positive. And be positive all the time. And does it work for you? Yes, it will. Trust me. If you start thinking more positive about things in life, whatever it may be, you will see yourself achieve greater things in your life. If you don't, you'll remain the way you are today. Now, I know everybody wants to make some changes in their lives. They want to be more assertive, more positive, more helpful. Then start doing it. One of the things that a lawyer will say is don't make a case against yourself. So don't do that. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I can do what I set out to do. My daughter was 10 years old at the time. Now she's older, you know. She was that big, and I was shaving one day, and I said, what a handsome son of a gun. And she says, is that why the mirror's broken, Dad? I said, she's definitely a Rodgers, there's no question about it. She was only kidding, I hope. But the point is, she was, even at that age, she became positive and more assertive and conscious about herself and ability. And more people have to do that. More people have to change their lives by change yourself. Be more assertive, be more helpful, be more positive in your life. Even if you have to write it out. You know, most people today, and I teach people this, I say, write out your issues. It's called the Benjamin Franklin T-square. Put down the pros and cons. Put down the good things and the bad things. And you'd be surprised, if you really are serious about it, how good things will come out more than the bad things. One of the fellows said to me, he says, well, you're always positive. And I said, yeah, I have to be. Because that's my nature, number one. And number two, I said, if you really want to see something, visit with me to the hospital and see some of the problems there. And then come back and tell me what your issue is. And he said, your case is well taken. And he's more of a positive person today. So again, be positive, stay positive. It's not always easy. You have to work at it. Everyone has the ups and downs of life, called the vicissitudes of life. I like that word. Can't spell it, but I like it. So we always have to be positive in life, and we maintain that positiveness. Enjoy life. Try not to let things worry you as much as they do. You know, that's one of the problems. Little things bother people. Don't let it bother you, it's not worth it. As you do so, once again, you will change your life perceptiveness of what you need to do. You know, most of the people that I know who are very aggressive, who have built businesses or created nice things around them, have gone up against adversity in their lives. But they were positive enough to maintain it and continue on with it. So don't let it fail you down. Stay with it. Remember that God has given you, each and every one of you, within yourself, the power, the ability, and the strength to be more positive in life. And thank you.
Thank you.